What's up, y'all? I want to do another real talk session, if you will. So, if you are not interested in maybe some personal stuff, this is not going to be a lawn care video, not going to be any tips or anything like that. So, if you're not interested in that, please just go ahead and click away. I don't want to waste your time. But today, I just want to talk about kind of the season that I'm in of my life with kids and work and the freaking time changing. Now it gets dark at 5:30 in the evenings, and so just to kind of tell you a little bit about what I'm going through or things that I'm dealing with. I've got two kids, two teenage kids. One's 16, one's 13, and I have amazing kids. I'm blessed. I have a beautiful wife, a loving wife, a great support system. Work's going good. We're all in good health. We have a lot to be thankful for, but that doesn't mean that life isn't hard. Because my wife and I try to raise our kids the right way, and we're just in a season where we're as parents. First of all, there's no handbook to any of this. Like, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know if what we're doing is the right thing or the wrong thing. I pray at night and ask God to help guide me and lead me, and I know as long as I'm doing that I'm doing the right thing and going to bat for them and fighting for them, and even when they're not fighting for themselves or believing in themselves. And raising kids is just hard. It doesn't matter if they're infants or toddlers or preteen or teenagers, but as they've gotten older, my wife and I have had to learn to kind of let go and let them, kind of fail a little bit. And as a parent, that's really hard. And they're making decisions and seeing some of the consequences of their decisions. But man, parenting is hard. So if you have some advice for me or words of encouragement, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm recording this. I just wanted to get on here and just kind of talk about kind of what I'm going through. I know there's other people like me, or maybe you've been through it. Maybe you are getting ready to go through it, and this is just a warning shot for you about what life is going to be like. But raising teenagers is just really, really hard. And when they're young, you can control what they eat and where they are and when they get home and like every aspect of their life. But as they get older, they have to start making decisions for themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. But just to kind of give you an example, so my wife found out that my son left a piece of his homework laying on the table, and she texted him, and she ended up taking it to him at school, which saved him from getting another bad grade. And then he gets to soccer practice, and he forgot to put one of his shin guards in his bag, and so wife drives him his shin guards, and of course coach is going to punish him for that. I don't know if he's going to run or miss game time tomorrow, but it's just like, sometimes you feel like your kids just aren't helping themselves, and as a parent, like, you just want to, not that we don't want anything bad to happen to them, but like, they have to learn on their own, I guess. I don't know. They just have to experience it for themselves. And it's just really hard. Raising kids is so hard. And then I've got a 13-year-old who, my daughter's 13, and she's just getting into boys. And, she's an extremely smart, bright young girl and doing really well in school. Again, I'm so blessed. But as she kind of gets in towards boys and the temptations of boys and being distracted by boys, of course, that worries me as a dad, somebody who's got a really close relationship with my daughter. And my wife and I are a great team. We get along really well. We're in every marriage has its own highs and lows. My wife and I are on the same page. We're battling. We're doing this thing together, and I'm so blessed to have her in the war zone with me. But I guess at the end of the day, it's just, you just try to do the right thing for your kids, and you want to raise them right. In the outside world says, that the way we're raising them is wrong. Trying to raise them in church, and have them be responsible. And, my son's wanted to quit this soccer team 3 or 4 times because they've had a rough year, and I won't let him. He's had other teammates quit, and he just doesn't understand why dad won't let him quit. And it's principles like that that just that are foundational to me. I believe when you make a commitment towards something, you keep it no matter what. No matter if it gets hard, you like it. Like, you don't give up, you don't quit. And I want that for him. And I know, like, years down the road, maybe he'll look back on it and say, man, I'm glad my dad, maybe he won't, I don't know. But man, I'm glad my dad didn't let me quit that team. But in the moment, it's like, that's just really, really hard because he just doesn't understand. I guess that's really, hear myself say that out loud, like that's it. That's what's raising teenagers is so hard, is because they just don't get it. They don't understand. And as a parent, you're trying to like shake them and wake them up and get them to understand, but there's just no way that they're going to understand. So you've got all that stuff going on with my kids and my wife, and then of course now it's getting dark at 5:30, and I go to the gym in the morning and it's pitch black, and come home and it's getting dark. I can't even go spend any time out on the lawn, and it's just a rough season, but we'll get through it. I hope you guys are doing well. If you've stuck around this long, God bless you. I really do appreciate you listening. And again, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. What you think, any words of encouragement, words of advice. Again, these real talk sessions are just something different for me. Again, just opening up and letting you guys see the real me. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Y'all have a great evening. I'll see you guys later. Peace.